All right, so welcome back, my friends, to another round of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
Yay!
Tons of foreign.
Last we left our intrepid adventurers, we were shopping all day.
So much shopping.
So much shopping.
But it was so much fun.
I got a hat pin, and Philip got a new hat.
Philip got a new little top hat.
Sunflower got a new outfit.
I got a bow.
You got a bow.
That overcomes
one.
magical.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My sister decided to stop being a bitch to me, and she got me a present.
Yeah. That you weren't grateful for.
For real.
Well, it was a shocking moment. I regret it now, but in the moment, I was like, "What did you do?"
You grave robber, you.
Now, we'll rewind a little bit.
So we will all be really calm while Bishop gets a one-off adventure.
You
guys want to go back to
You guys
Starbucks?
can just say if you want. I don't know. You can leave.
Bye, guys. It's my turn now.
So, back to the events of the tournament. Everything shook down. Someone almost potentially killed your father. You decided to go to the temple, and we'll start there.
Do you think it would be better if we all left? That way you could tell. We should. Let's do it. Let's do it CR style.
We're really leaving?
Let us know when we come back.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to know what happens. If I be quiet, can I stay?
Well, but then he can tell us in character what happened. And then
That'll be a
more
better
realistic.
moment.
You
I
can
don't
just
trust
watch
him
it.
to actually tell us, though.
That's a very good intuition.
We're fine. Come on.
I'm just gonna get going though. Anyway, it's I kind of take a moment, meet both of the priests, just simple greetings, take a seat at one of the different spots of worship, and just stop and focus for a while to pray and try to start some sort of communication or some conversation about what's happened and what I've learned.
Okay. Are you saying anything specifically to Helm?
It's with what's happening. Something's gone terribly wrong with my father. Or, you know what I mean. Some injustice has been done, and knowing that you're the God of justice, I'm willing to take the extra step to help get some justice back. Because whatever has happened has brought him down far below the man he should be. And something needs to be done about it.
Where's the sword?
The sword. I put it down in front of me, kind of speaking to it more than to the thing in front of me, because that's my connection that
Okay.
I felt.
You sit there for a few minutes just contemplating, eyes closed, praying. And you hear, "You don't deserve that, you know."
I just nod.
He sits down behind or beside you. "Yeah, whoever had it before you, they were a real warrior. I don't know what Helm was thinking choosing you."
Maybe it's a joke. Maybe it's not.
My end, it looks like a joke. Do you think you deserve this?
Right now, no. But I intend to earn it.
As you look up and look over, you see bald head, kind of a full beard. He is head to toe or neck to toe in a kind of a brown cloak covering his whole body.
Very strange.
How can you earn this weapon?
Well, putting aside some of my own selfishness and helping fix some wrongs done in the world. And I know that there is a tinge of vengeance with what's gone with my father, but the goal between it all is to find not only justice with what's been done to him, but accept the fact that I'm going to be finding justice for more than just him. With this happening to him, there's got to be those who are not getting their own justice either.
Well, seems like your head's in the right spot. Let's see if you have the chops. And when he says that, one of his arms goes forward and grabs your head. Make a Constitution save. Nope. As he does that, you're plunged into this massive darkness. And as you come to and open your eyes, you see nothing around you. Just you and him. In your hand, the sword of Helm. The sword that was bestowed upon you by some entity. Right? In his hand, the training sword. Rest of his body covered. He's using his left hand to hold the training sword.
Why do I get the feeling that I'm about to get kicked pretty bad? Even with that handicap.
Well, let's see if you're worthy. Roll initiative. All right.
5. I went from my first roll to a 2 to the second to a 3.
All right, so you see him in front of you, and then all of a sudden disappears. And then you feel kind of prickles on the back of your neck. He's right behind you. And he does one attack to your legs. What's your AC?
18.
Which finds purchase. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
The strength? 10.
All right, so you take 5 points of damage as he smacks your legs out from under you and pins you on the ground. Says, "You need to be tougher than that." It's your turn.
As he finishes that line, I'll be like, "How about this?" And hellish rebuke.
All right.
4.
4.
4 points of fire damage.
Of fire damage? Okay. As he has you pinned down, your back kind of swells up and explodes out with a tide of fire, and he lets go of you and stumbles back for a second. His turn again. He will
that's just a
okay,
reaction
go
to that.
ahead.
So now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Is he still holding me down, or does he actually still? Okay.
You are prone though.
I will get back up with half my movement.
Okay.
And I will quicken spell guiding bolt while I'm like a few steps. How far is he from me right now?
He's probably like 5 feet. He's within melee.
He's within melee.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, so I will quicken spell Armor of Agathis to give myself 10 temporary HP.
Okay.
And then I will just attack with my sword.
Got it.
26.
26? Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits him.
That's a long sword, so. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage? Okay. As you swing it towards him, it kind of like shifts through him. It doesn't find much purchase, but you do feel it connect a little bit. Okay. His turn again. He's going to take another 2 attacks against you. What's your armor class?
18.
First one misses. He swings you, kind of duck against it, and he goes down, uses the momentum to come up and hit you with 1 attack, doing 9 points of damage to you.
He takes 10 frost damage.
10 frost damage? Okay. How much more?
I have 1 more, but it still does 10 damage on it.
And then you go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
3.
3. So as you do that, and the cold kind of takes hold of his body, he uses the momentum to pop the sword out of your hand. So he disarms you and it falls to the floor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now it's your turn.
It's a free action to interact with things, right?
Yeah, you can pick it up for free. Yeah.
The sword. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I will cast haste on myself.
Okay.
Quicken spell.
That's an action? Okay, quicken spell.
So now I use my action to attack. 16 to hit.
Does not.
Second because of the thing. Natural 1.
Natural 1. At that point with the natural 1, as you're going for that second strike, he strikes your wrist of your sword hand and knocks the sword out of your hand again. So it's also disarmed a second time. Mm-hmm. And he says, "You're never going to be able to wield it like that." And then he does another 2 attacks against you. Both of them hit, doing a total of 16 damage. And I need you to make another strength saving throw.
Okay. He takes 10 more.
Mm-hmm.
I fail. I do not have strength.
Knocked prone again.
Okay. I will find my weapon again.
Okay.
And using my main action, cast Armor of Agathis again, because it is really good. And then I will use the hasted action to... Oh wait, concentration check. For the 2 attacks.
Are Agathis and...
No, Agathis is
haste
not a concentration.
Okay,
Agathis.
got it.
So first concentration for the first attack, success.
Yep.
Second one, success.
Yep, cool.
And then so Armor of Agathis,
Yep.
the extra attack, 17.
Does not hit. No.
Nope. That's it.
All right. Yeah, he's gonna. You see him in front of you, and he disappears again. And again, you feel the prickle in the back of your neck as the sword comes up and hits you on the back of the head. Goes to hit you on the back of the head, but you duck out of the way just in time, and you feel the swoosh right above you. Your turn.
I might not be as good with a sword, but the same trick doesn't work twice. I don't have to quicken spell anymore, which is nice. Can I use the hasted action to disengage? I don't think I can. It's a move.
I'll say you can do it. Yeah.
Alright, because I'd like to use both my actions, one to disengage and get back, and then the other one to fire a guiding bolt.
Sure. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, so that I just don't have disadvantage on the attack.
Mm-hmm.
I miss anyway though.
So as you go to guiding bolt, you feel to pull the magic that you're used to, and it doesn't. As you're aiming a spell at this entity, there's nothing coming out, and he says, "His magic won't help you here."
Well, that tip would have been helpful earlier.
After that, he rushes to you again. Another 2 attacks. First one hits. Make a strength saving throw.
Oh, 16.
All right, so yeah, you're able to hold on to it this time as he swings straight down and you move to the side, and then uses as it hits the ground, he uses that momentum when it bounces up to hit your arm. You're able to hold on to the sword.
How much damage?
You take 6 points of damage.
He takes 10.
10. Damn, that armor.
It's good.
And then you see a slight smile on his face and says, "Very good." Your turn.
I am more of a supports person anyway, and I'm just gonna actually go for 2 swings at him.
Okay.
20 and 21.
Yep.
For 19 total points of damage.
19 total points. Okay. As you strike him once, and then again, the sword cuts through the cloak that he's wearing, and it falls down. And you see that he's been fighting you with one hand connected to the practice sword, and the other is missing. So he has no right arm.
Surprised I didn't notice that earlier.
He was covered by a cloak.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he's going to do the same move, appear right behind you, and do 2 more attacks.
Oh yeah, I have a +2 bonus to my AC because of haste. 20 is my AC now.
20. Okay, so first one hits.
I still have concentration.
Yep, you duck down knowing exactly where he's coming from, but instead he comes straight down from the second hit and hits you right on the head, taking 10 points of damage.
He takes 10 too.
Okay.
Ouch, this guy hurts.
Yep.
I will boost to a 3rd level spell slot instead.
Okay.
So I have more than that. Alright.
Take concentration checks.
I did. I was at 11.
Okay.
Plus whatever.
For the last
Constitution, so 15.
Okay.
As long as I reach 10, unless you do more than 20 damage.
Yep.
I will do... I already casted that, so I just have my attack. 22.
Yep.
For, nice, 13.
13? Okay.
I'll roll that one again later. Then that's my turn. I will for flair. I'll be using haste, just like work really, really fast in circles around him. That's why I get a plus 2 AC.
That's your tactic. You're running around, ducking and diving. Is his sword swings. You find a space, you thrust in, and then you're kind of running around him again. He will put the sword right underneath you and make a strength saving throw.
Hey, 18.
18.
17.
All right, so he smacks your legs trying to trip you. Take the damage, but you don't get knocked prone, so you take 6 points of damage.
He takes 15. Frost.
Okay.
I marked that. Didn't mark the last one there.
And then last attack, trying to do another tripping attack, and he misses. So this one you kind of jump right over. Doesn't hit you. Your turn.
I don't have any real attack spells, so I'm just going to hit him twice.
All right.
No, I will not hit him twice unless a 13 hits.
Nope, it does not.
I'm running too fast.
Yeah, you swing in, he ducks out of the way, you kind of swing the sword over, he parries it with a practice sword. Are you still running around him? He makes another 2 tripping attacks. One of them misses, the other one hits. Make a strength save.
The 10.
10?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you fall prone. I would say you are also pushed 5 feet since you were running around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he'll kind of walk over and just hover right above you with the practice sword.
How much damage?
You'll take 8 points damage.
He takes 15 more.
Okay. Go ahead.
Alright. Concentration check. Still good. I will use my speed to quickly roll around behind him and stand back up to try and get away from the sword pointed at me. And then 2 attacks. I'm just going to keep doing that for a while. 1 hits, 1 does not.
Yeah, how much damage?
6.
6 points of damage. Got it. As you roll around, he kind of shrugs off one of your attacks and you pierce him once with the sword itself. He will backhand you and try and grab the sword. Go and make a a strength check.
That's your call.
Roll it again. Yeah. Ooh. So he grabs your wrist, breaks the actual guard that you have on the sword itself, and he's holding the sword. And he goes to attack you with it, kind of going down like this, and he stops. And he says, "All right, seems like you have the chops." And he drops it right in front of you.
Let me see if I still have haste. I don't have haste, so I try to quickly grab when it hits the ground. I'm like, crap. Thanks, I guess. Did he hit me with that last attack?
No,
he didn't. Curses.
Yep. How much did you do?
I had 1 HP left for the 5th, so he'd take 15 damage and then 18 worth of normal health.
All right. He says, "You are worthy to wield me. But if you forsake your oath even a little bit, I'll be back to finish the job."
I can respect that. Wait, you're...
And he kind of reforms his right arm, and the sword disappears, and you see a gauntleted arm kind of form up to the sleeve, and the sword, this time a long sword he's wielding with one hand, kind of flaming forward, and he sticks it into the ground. At that point, your consciousness breaks. You wake up. You're kind of sweating, full of sweat. There's singe marks on the bed that you're in. You're in kind of like a plain room, plain bed, just kind of the bed itself and one table to the side. You don't know where you are.
Is the sword nearby?
Yep, the practice sword is kind of leaning up against the chair next to you.
Grab it, kind of focus it really quick. Like, is this still the right one?
Yeah, I mean, you can feel the energy. Like, if you wanted to, you can tap into it and manifest the sword.
Leave it as a normal one for now.
Okay.
Can I make sure I have all my things? Check my gold.
Yep, everything is there still. Your bag is kind of neatly stacked at the side of the bed.
Just kind of gently push open the door, like, "Hello?"
And you see the head priest from the Temple of Helm come forward. He says, it seems like you have passed your test.
It was an interesting situation. Well, how long was I out for?
Ooh, the better part of a day.
Ooh. Probably should have.
Maybe, yeah, because you were there at night.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's well into probably like a full, almost 24 hours, yeah.
You know, it did not feel like that long. I guess, but maybe that's part of it.
Your family was around asking about you. I let them know that you had deals to do with your god.
Well,
So they'll be expecting you.
it's quite the deal that was made. I could still feel it on my shoulder. Thank you for
Of
taking
course.
care of me. And is there anything else that I should do?
Just know that this power bestowed upon you is not one to forsake. Well, he points at the bruise on your neck. You understand that more than
Yeah.
most.
I get that. Alright, well, I might stop by again for some pointers for what I should do in some cases.
Our doors
But
are
I-
always open to you.
Thank you.
Maybe leave your family at home.
Are they a little... Well, I already know that. Alright, well, have a good night. Good night. I'll just kind of saunter out and awkwardly make my way back to the guild hall.
Okay. I'm
And
going to text them to come back up.
I will actually try to mess with them just a little bit and try to stealth into my room.
Okay.
Let me roll that first. Natural 20.
All right.
So,
All right. So you're in your room. Let me
I
know if
see-
you want to leave at all.
I sneak into my room. I'm just gonna act like, where have you guys been
Yeah.
all day?
Yep. And if they check your room, you're just gonna be there hanging out.
And I, like, pull out like a little book and pretend to be reading it this whole time, but take all my stuff off real quick. I'm assuming natural 20 lets me do a little extra.
Yep.
Just to be like, do. All right.
Yep. It seems like you've been there for hours.
Straight to like, I've been here all day.
Yeah, what do you guys
What are you
think?
talking
What are
about?
you guys talking about? Wonder if we have to go grab them.
We might have to. Are they inside or outside?
Sorry, people on the stream.
Oh, I should have covered that. Well, welcome to Primetime Chats with Jared Sanchez. How are we all doing today? If you have any questions, please just let me know. It'll take me about 3 minutes to pull up the Twitch chat, though, because I forgot to pull that up. But I'm glad that whoever seems to be watching us right now, you're having a good time.
Really?
Yeah, let's see if there's any questions here. Yep, doesn't seem to be any. Well, there's a delay, so we'll see. Oh, welcome back. How you doing?
Oh, hello.
You're just fine.
Are we live or paused?
We're live.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Just waiting.
Just in the Apple Starbucks.
You guys make out?
I'll have to watch the stream and find out.
Well, at least Mark's wife doesn't watch this.
I see how it is.
True that.
We're still streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops.
thanks for letting me know.
It's still going.
Did they make out?
But we don't have mics on, so no one heard any of that.
Did they make
I have
out?
my God.
Nice.
There are questions for you, Rook.
What?
Our questions are for Rook. Bring back Rook.
I'm not even on the Twitch, so I don't know what they are.
Oh, no. It was just that I did a joke when I was alone in here, like, welcome to Prime Time with me. If you have any questions, just send them to the Twitch chat, and that's there.
And then they threw
Oh,
shade
no.
at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael said he heard you and answered you.
All right, so
I don't have it.
getting into it again. You guys just finished your conversation with Penny. You're at the guild hall now.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Just getting your text message
I mean-
right now as I sat down.
I can't remember. Was Penny at the end of the night or the next day?
It was at the end of the night.
End of the night.
End of
So
the
I guess we're going to sleep.
Okay. You're all going to your respective rooms. Okay. Are you doing your regular round, checking in on everybody?
Of course.
As you look into Bishop's room, you see Bishop.
Where have you all been all day?
I could have sworn we were looking for you.
I've been here this whole time.
You have.
We were not looking for him.
Shh, he doesn't know that.
Where have you been? What is that you have there? You that little top hat for your little cat? Oh, you
No,
guys
she
went
didn't get the
shopping.
top hat. She didn't get the top hat.
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, it was for Phil. I thought you said you got something for the dragon too.
We went shopping, yes, and I got some presents for people because they are not feeling happy. And I've heard presents make people happy.
What did I do? Did you give me anything, or did you guys just leave me here and go do that without me and not asking me?
You have my permission to kill this.
Are we hearing that still?
I mean,
I
your
didn't
rooms are
get
close enough. You
I
dream's
stepped
not
out-
subtle.
I stepped out of the room. We were looking for you, kind of. You were not here when we left this morning.
I went
I
out
didn't
for a
get you a
morning walk
gift.
and I came
Dash,
back and
Dream, shut
you
up.
were
I'm trying to
gone.
sleep.
Sleep stupid.
I didn't get you a gift because I am mad at you.
What did I
But
do?
maybe when I am not mad at you, I will get you a gift.
What did I do?
You beat me in the tournament.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
perfectly fair. Well, if you want to rematch anytime, just let me know.
It makes you feel
I
better.
run back in my room and slam the door.
Who doesn't?
I'm not gonna be involved.
Good
in
night,
this.
Dash. Look harder. next
Dash!
time. Check
Stop
under the
slamming
covers.
doors!
I start pounding on the wall. And then I stop.
I reach through the wall and slam your head into
Well, I guess good night to all of you. I guess you guys didn't get me anything. I'll just go to bed.
My God.
I've been
You
here
don't
the
want to tell
whole
us where
time.
you've been all day?
I went on a walk in the park. Stopped by the church. Had a crazy time at the church. That was some fun stuff. And then came back here not more than 4 hours ago.
Yeah, so you weren't here.
all day.
Not all day, but I spent more than 8 hours here.
What did you learn at the church?
That I guess following this God kind of hurts a little, but you know.
Make a
Pretty good
perception
stuff.
check.
Insight?
Perception.
This would be perception.
22.
Because I'm unarmored. I'm just
22?
wearing like a normal
He is
looking shirt.
full of bruises.
You seem to be injured.
Which
Just
is
a bit.
impressive because he's blue.
More of like
They're
the
like-
yellow kind.
Yeah.
It was tough love.
I touched one of your bruises.
Oh,
Tough love from who?
I said I went to the temple. That was a pretty interesting time training, showing me how to wield the sword better. It wasn't that long. It felt like 30 minutes.
Well, this sounds like good news. Unless he told you to kill people. He didn't tell you to kill people, did he?
Only the bad ones.
How do you know? How did he know who's bad or who's not bad?
Well, it's the god, so I'm assuming he must know, and he's a god of justice. So
Never assume, they just know.
fair point. I'll be
Rook,
sure to.
Rook bursts into this room. Dream, will you Hey, where the hell have you been?
Here most of the day.
I walk over
He's
calmly.
injured.
I walk
poke you
over
again.
calmly to the window, open it. Where have you been?
You open the window. I went to the temple, spent a good 30 minutes in some.
Chuck something of
Temple
yours
train.
out the window. Where have you been?
Why did you check out the window?
I don't know. Something not important. We're working up to you, buddy.
You chucked one of his boots out the window.
Yeah, like my dad. I threw your shoes out the window.
I'll get those later. I went to the temple, had a good time there, had a bit of a training session, as you can see. And I'll make sure that
We
you
were
see-
told you weren't on this plane of existence, and this is the story you're giving us?
He said I wasn't on the plane of existence. I was in the back room. If you just walked into the
No,
temple
no,
to
no.
the right
We were
and opened that
told
door,
that you were on another plane with your god. That's what we were told.
I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that I wasn't on another plane with my god.
All right. Pick you up.
You want to check it or not? Because I'm not lying here, technically. I was not on another plane with my god.
All right. Well,
Have you gained new skills?
I kind of reach. If you're still holding me, I awkwardly reach over for the sword, and I could do this easier now. Is a better way to say it. There's a stronger connection to it. And I put it down and I'll read and try to hand it to her.
Thanks. Can I hold it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. This is excellently weighted.
Yeah, I know. It's something weird, especially like watch hold it. And when I change it back, like the weight changes because it's a weird wooden sword now. It's like that's weird, isn't it?
Very weird.
Yeah, I was at the church, prayed for a little bit, spent what felt like 30 minutes doing some training, and then came back here and kind of did a little bit of nonchalant strolling around just to clear my head a bit. But then I was here for the past 3 hours.
I switch the hold into a hug and say, "Don't worry me like that again."
So I would have told you where
Go
I
to
was,
sleep.
but I was kind of caught off guard by how it happened.
Jimbo, you still up?
Sort of.
Bishop's back. He's okay.
I'll run into the room. Oh, thank the gods! I'm glad that you're. Are you okay? Are you doing better?
Fine. I just need a bit of rest. I'm tapped out right now.
Okay.
Why don't you just heal the wounds?
I'm tapped out right now. The training was a bit intense. Like I have nothing.
All right. Well, you sleep.
I take that rematch now.
In the morning, you got a deal.
God. Dreams onward. Love this.
She just smacks him on the head.
Hex!
Suffer!
Dream comes in at 6 hours before he can fulfill his spell slots. It's like it's the morning.
I've been waiting.
Takes time. Well, I'm glad you are back and not dead.
No, it really felt like I was only gone for 30 minutes.
You keep saying that like it's gonna make us feel better. We looked for you for hours.
Did you look out in the park?
We went to the temple that you were apparently at.
I was only there for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I went walking around the park, talked with the squirrels, because you hate them. They hate you so much.
I really want to thump him into unconsciousness, but I know that's child abuse.
Well, technically, it's an
As
adult.
long as you don't leave a mark.
I've already
Go
got
get
plenty of those.
Go get the bag of oranges.
Yikes.
All right. Well, everyone go to sleep. Bishop, don't do that again.
Next time, I'll be
Bishop,
more careful, and I'll tell you.
Don't do that again.
I was caught off guard by what happened.
If a being claims to be a god and wants to take you somewhere, you need to take a buddy.
Yeah, take Dream next time.
I would actually love that next time.
Can I insight?
On him? Yeah.
I already rolled my deception check.
I didn't roll very high anyway, so that
What
was an
was
8.
your deception?
14.
14.
I rolled low.
8.
I mean, you know, based on his personality, he's probably not telling you the whole truth. But you don't know what about the story is not true.
Okay.
Actually, deception.
You don't want me to try. I got a pretty good insight.
I will re-roll a different one for him because I know him better.
Well,
if there's anything else you want to know, you could ask
I just
me in the
assume
morning.
my kid is lying to me. So I don't need insight to know that he's lying to me about something. Because I was there. They told me he was on another plane of existence. I believe priests over my son. Look at him. He's got horns and everything. He's got horns and everything. I don't fault him for it, but he's obviously demonic.
Dragonborn and tieflings. Okay. Okay.
No, I love
Anything
my
with
son.
horns.
As
I
long as
love
they're not
my
human.
son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, kid.
No, I don't trust humans at all. Just look at Penny.
What were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. No,
Oh,
I was just, I'm glad that you're safe, and I hope that we'll get the whole story eventually.
I don't know what else to tell you.
I thought Rook said we were supposed to be going to sleep.
I agree with him, actually.
Good night,
Night.
Bishop. And I'll close. Oh, come on.
I will wait an hour and then go talk to Gimp.
Sleep
stealthily.
safe.
Okay. So, are you falling right to sleep?
I probably would have like made some notes before bed.
So,
Well, I won't do what I was going to do. So I was going to try and sneak in and cuddle with Gimbal. But if you guys are going to have a one-on-one,
an hour or so passes, and you hear almost imperceptible knock on the door.
Come in.
I'll kind of close the door gently. What do you know about the gods and some of these things that they do? Because I went to this place, had a training session for 30 minutes, and then woke up about 18 to 19 hours later. That's what happened today.
Arcana? Or religion, I guess. I have
I
religion.
mean, you can use Arcana if you'd like.
religion does include knowledge of the planes.
Which I have both, and they are equal.
So just roll.
Okay. 20.
I mean, there's multiple different things that you know of, like any of the like tiny hut spells or anything like that make a pocket dimension. There are ways to the time is kind of weird, but if it's you're dealing with a god, I mean that's kind of child's play to them if it is in fact a god that intervened. But you know of places where you can make pocket dimensions.
I do know of 9th level spells and of some legendary spells that are lost to time that were said to do much more complicated things than that. If man was able to achieve it at one point, I'm sure that a god can do that and more.
Yeah. No, it was just an interesting moment, and I was wondering if your magiciness can understand some of it better than I could. I'll tell everyone else eventually if you want to hold it for like 2 days, if that even. I probably might tell them tomorrow. It was weird.
We should go tell Sven.
I think that's a great idea. It just popped in my head.
I will cast Detect Magic.
Do you have your sword with you?
I left everything back there.
You don't see anything outwardly magical.
Okay, no
The
marks.
rings.
Oh yeah, I mean, just other than his like normal items that he has on him that are magical.
They haven't done anything to leave a mark on you, at least.
Oh. Yeah, at least not magically.
He's covered in bruises.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm like
Head to toe in bruises.
yeah, on my shins, my back,
His
it's
neck.
bad. It's a lot.
I don't know.
You haven't checked, but probably.
Are you sure
That's
that
your
you?
In all honesty, I'm pretty sure this was a great thing that happened. Don't worry.
Okay.
It was strange. I prayed to Helm, kind of, or Helm. I keep being the other one that I have for my other characters. Prayed to Helm. Got pulled aside, not by Helm, but by the sword. So I wasn't lying. That I got pulled into this training session, got beat to crap by a guy with one arm. That was fun. Hit him back pretty hard too. And then woke up, walked around the park for just a few minutes, snuck upstairs to make sure no one would hear me so that I could play a prank on you guys. That's about it.
What was the prank?
Oh, just that I knew you guys would probably be looking for me since it was like 19 hours I was trapped there and it felt like 30 minutes.
Well, if it becomes not good, you'll
I'll tell you.
tell us.
Of course.
Okay.
The only reason I'm not telling everyone immediately is because it is a good thing. I can mess with them a little bit.
Okay, I'll. You know I'm not good with these, but I'll try.
That's why I'm telling you first, because if it gets out, I'm already going to tell them anyway.
Okay.
And you, besides, you kept a secret about my father for what, 12 years? I think you're good at keeping
As long
secrets.
as nobody asks me anything. If it comes up, we're both screwed.
Don't worry about that. Like, if they ask you, just say, go to Bishop, he'll tell you everything. Then when they're like, Gimbal said to come to you, in my best impersonation of Rook, like, and I'll just tell them. Like, it's literally nothing. I just got beat to crap by this one-armed guy. He was impressive.
Do you know what the significance was of one arm?
Apparently the arm that was gone is the sword. So when I was fighting with the sword, he didn't have his arm. And then when he held the sword, it turned into his arm, which is pretty interesting, actually.
Huh.
Yeah. So I'm beating some people to death with an arm, which I think is pretty cool.
It's not uncool.
It's weird. It's so weird.
Is that normal?
I went to go spend like 30 minutes praying to the god, kind of giving him a little retrospective on how I'm feeling, and then I'm gone for like 19 hours. I'm just as baffled as you guys are.
Some of us aren't baffled because we haven't been told.
As you open the door to be cuddling with Gimble.
The door comes off with him. Oh God!
From what I understand of the workings of gods, this is not something that would be given lightly. I think that it means that there's a plan for you.
It's kind of scary, actually, to think of it that way. And plan to follow some path, but I'm sure I'll take some detours here and there that still fit with what I've promised and how that's going to work, but it'll be good for everyone.
What have you promised?
Things of helm, do good, justice, don't hurt good people, only hurt bad people, protect people who need protecting, the basics. But I'm pretty sure it's going to evolve later to be more than the basics, which I'm actually willing to accept right now.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad that you're okay.
All right, no, I'll tell them all in the morning. Just clear over a good meal because I don't think I've actually eaten over a whole 24 hours.
No, you're pretty hungry.
You know what? Have a good night. I'm just gonna go raid the kitchen for a little bit.
While he's down there, I put butter on his door handle. Oh, tonight is the night for practical joke against you.
I guess make a stealth check? I don't know.
Shit. I'm sneaking into
Perception.
Dash, will you help me with this practical joke?
Sure.
Dash is like, why stop at butter?
Well, if he's downstairs, you can
Yeah.
easily put butter on his.
I have soft.
I mean,
Do you have universal solvent?
No.
Nope. You stuck to that door
just
handle
the glue.
forever.
He can still put a shield through that.
Break the door handle. Now I hold the door handle and summon the sword through the door handle.
Problem solving.
Modern props.
D&D.
Modern solutions.
Problem solving. All right.
Meanwhile, Dream Wraith plans her revenge.
Yeah, I'd probably
I will,
talk you out of the
I will
butter.
finish eating. I'll try to use the
Not
door handle.
quite.
Did you do the
Wait,
thing?
Hold on there.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
I would probably talk you out of the butter. That's like something bigger. If you're gonna practical joke at butter's not.
You mean I should cut off one of his appendages?
No.
No, you should butter the door handle and then butter the floor just inside
Like
the door
that.
as well,
Exactly.
all the way to the window. That I
It's
left
hard
open.
for me to understand escalating without going too far. Okay.
And then we stop there. We don't do anything past that.
Okay.
Make a combined dexterity check.
Oof.
Thanks.
That's
Just
just
straight
good for
dex.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I'm thinking.
Oh.
16.
No, that's not this.
Dex.
You have Devil's Own Luck. Use it.
I can do that, and that's
Yeah.
a D10, right?
It's gonna refresh tomorrow, so.
I see how it is. I'm using my divine favor.
19. 12
19,
plus 8.
16,
Actually, it's 20.
16. Okay. Yeah, you're able to butter all the way up to the window. You
Butter.
with Dream's help, actually, she helps you out of the room without being without slipping on the butter. Butter the handle as
I can cast spider walk on you.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Perfect.
As Bishop comes up the stairs.
I'm like
Is the
around
door
this-
closed now?
Door's closed.
Alright. I will just, I don't know anything. I'll go up to the door and try to turn it.
It's greasy. It's
Right.
weird.
And I like feel it. Do I know what it is?
I mean, it smells like butter. It tastes like butter. You can definitely wipe it off with an extra rag or your shirt.
Dream. Can I make, if she's, are you like watching me?
Yeah,
I would
I'm
like
not
to look
being
around and see
sneaky
her.
about it.
Stealth.
I'm not trying to hide.
Are you
it.
not
Oh, you're not
No,
trying to
I-
okay.
see
You
you.
see her chuckling behind the door.
I kind of wipe it off and I open the door just to see your reaction. Start just making one step in.
Make a dexterity.
I want to make an insight check before I do that check because I'm going to like do one fate, like pretend to put my foot in and see
Okay.
if there's any reaction from her.
Meta knowledge.
Dang right. If she's still
I mean-
watching
I'm
after,
doing my weird
if I
where
open
I'm
the
trying
door,
to smile, but I don't know how. So I'm like,
if I open the door and you're still watching me, then there's something wrong.
I mean, you feel like something. She probably pulled another prank on you. You don't know what it is though.
I will look around the room before stepping in.
Okay, perception.
But I will not be looking directly at the floor in general.
Perception.
But just so you know. Perception 18.
18. Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay. 18. She got a 19 on her dex.
Mhm.
You don't see it.
Yeah.
She did really well.
She got a 20.
She got a 20.
Yeah.
You don't see it.
Right. Yeah, I'll take my first step.
All right, dexterity save.
That
Oh
one.
my god.
he goes out the window. Yes.
I will slide.
Yep,
Like,
you
oh, and
slide.
fall on my butt. Twist forward. My backpack's against the
You-
window like a random.
Let-
You,
let the
you
DM
lean
I'm sorry,
into
I
it
want
because
to.
you're like, all right, the window's gonna stop me eventually. Like, I'm just gonna make this seem cool. You forgot that he left the
opened the
window
window.
open, so you tumble out and you fall down. You take
Uh-oh.
Do
You
it.
already have damage?
take
I'm already
6 points
hurt.
of damage as you're laying there looking up. Dream comes up and looks from you down the window. And you look over and you see your boots.
I'll kind of, as I'm laying down, it's like, that's a good one. Rafe, can you go apologize to everyone for me?
I got you.
Really quick, right now, it's about to happen. And I'll reach over and grab my boots, channel the last of my sorcery points to get a single 3rd level spell back,
Okay.
and cast Thunderstep.
Uh-oh.
What does that do?
Everywhere around me kind of just does a loud and I teleport back up into my room onto my bed.
And I've fallen on the butter because I'm like,
I just That's a
You
good
are
one. I'm
all
proud of you.
awoken by this thunderous clap
I jump
of
up
magic
and run. Is it down on the ground level that we hear it?
you hear it down outside where my boots were.
And I fling open the window, and look to see what it is.
Kind of,
As you're looking out the door, there you don't see anything, and then you see a pair of boots fall to the floor.
no, I grabbed him and went with me.
Oh, okay.
I knew nothing about that.
And then you see Rook burst through his window in his gauntlets and his small clothes.
I
Was it-
went into the hallway.
Was it?
I don't know. There's no damage.
I'll peer through the window. It's all right. Just a prank gone wrong. A little magic practice before bed.
Bishop!
It's Dream this time. Don't worry.
Dream!
They'll smile to you like.
I'm asleep.
Letting the beginning of a fireball dissipate away.
I can imagine Sven like.
I'm going to bed.
Sorry,
Slam.
Gimbo.
I go to Dream Race's room and high five her really quick, and then run back to my.
I walk up, grab Bishop by the back of his shirt, Dream by the back of her shirt, take them down to the kitchen, to the pantry, and put them in opposite corners. Stay there.
Okay, I will.
We should put butter on his door.
Dream, I can hear you.
And you just see me after he's yelling. You just kind You already see me like grabbing.
How long are you staying there? How long are they in
I go
timeout?
back to sleep.
Okay.
As soon as he walks away, we
You
go back
go
upstairs
back to
quietly
your-
and butter
okay.
his doorknob, and then we go to sleep.
All right. Anyone doing anything else?
Probably towering in a corner for now.
Okay.
Because the thunder reminds me of when he used the.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm a little shaken.
Flung him against a tree.
Not to mention, your name has not come up in the prank yet.
Right. So I cower in a corner for about an hour until I hear everyone else snoring.
Okay.
And then I would meditate from there.
Okay.
Or trance or whatever.
All right.
That's half the stream.
Next few hours go by.
He came into my room to get me.
And,
Oh no, I was saying he needs to make a dex check for the butter.
oh. At this point, you know it's
Yeah.
Just press the digitated clean.
Yeah, no, I just bam.
At this point, you guys get a few hours of sleep, enough to get a full rest, and wake up in the morning.
I have more than one
What are you
digit of
guys
health.
doing?
So I come down holding my door because the door handle didn't work.
She spent again.
What? The door handle's broken.
That's coming out of your pay.
It is not.
It is.
This is a faulty door.
After
Here,
the
turn the
10th
door
time.
handle. Turn the door handle.
It just got a little brother. It's fine.
Well, it didn't work. And then I just put it down. Gimbal, did you make coffee already?
I go high five Dream because I know she.
Do you believe that story that Bishop was telling yesterday? There's more to it. There must be.
I would sit next to I'll sit next to Gimbal and just be like,
You're not awake yet. You never wake up this early.
that's true.
The newspaper shaking.
Gimbal, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Perception. Gimbal being like lying about that.
You could insight.
And so yeah.
He has a +2 because he's covering his face.
Oh, I didn't deception. Should I deception that or no?
You could try. You
don't
might beat
need
that.
to.
You might beat that.
You don't need to accept that.
It's cold this
Are you cold, Gimbal? You wanna?
Terribly cold.
I'll
here,
go get
buddy.
you a jacket.
Like the earth.
I kind of like pick you up and kind of like, put you close to me. And like, there you go. That'll warm you up, buddy.
I can't read the paper like this.
Well, why don't you tell me what you're hiding?
I mage hand flip your coffee. Oh, come see me. Let me get that.
At this point, you'll be coming
down.
Dream, I don't know if you want to go down as well.
Getting a new coffee and
I'm
handing
coming
it over.
Okay.
from the children's home, I guess.
Okay. We'll pause on that then.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got a new thing of coffee for him and prestidigitate up the one on the ground.
Okay.
And I will come down and be like, so Gimbal, how was your morning?
Great.
Did you ask him any weird questions? Why is he so stressed?
I have breakfast to make.
Let me help you. I got some stories to
Oh, no. Children who respect their fathers help with breakfast.
So you don't want to hear the cool stories I have to tell you?
Oh, yeah. Just
About the
more
time
lies.
at the temple?
Just
You
more
know,
lies
what
for your
actually
father.
happened? Because I know you're questioning Gimbal for it. Because you know I
No,
lied
that's fine.
straight
It's
to
fine.
you.
Why would I need to know? I'm just your father. I just raised you from a very young age and provided everything for you.
the truth. I can't take it anymore.
I just kind of laugh out loud at Gimbal. Like, I'm sorry, I made you suffer, but it was good. But if
Oh,
what do
look,
you
I
wanna
just
know?
happened to be making my son's favorite breakfast because I love him and I care about him.
Well, what if you'd like some help in the kitchen and to find out what happened?
If I wanted fires in the kitchen, I would just have Dash in here.
It's not good with fires. though.
Never mind.
I actually it takes me a second, like, oh yeah. Does anyone else care to hear some good stories?
Sure.
Yeah, no, like
We'll pause on that. Dream, you're going to the orphanage. The orphanage you go to is maybe like 45-minute walk from the actual Steel Cry Guild into the city. It's the orphanage is in the site of a temple of Charindlar, Lady of Life and Mercy, dwarven god, and the kind of head mistress is Thorthis. She's a cleric of the god, and she's a dwarf female.
Man, 15 episodes
This is
in.
excellent.
Suddenly exposition.
This is so funny because as I was writing my little short story, I was like, I'm gonna make up these people. All right, let me write this down. Hold on. Okay, keep going.
Okay. As you enter in, it's really simple. There's maybe 20 beds at this orphanage. They kind of house some of the kids here, but also do outreach programs in the kind of greater city for other places. And you come in with your kind of, and what do you knit? Sorry, for the orphanage.
I mend their clothes and then I make them new clothes and bedding.
Okay. You have a hamper of just kind of like new bedding and stuff from the days before. Kind of a bigger load this time because it's just been a few days since you've been able to come. And you see Tavel, the kind of young boy who is helping out the headmistress. Oh, Dream, you're back.
Hello.
Perfect.
Yes.
These look fantastic. Thank you so much. And he puts them aside.
I'm sorry it has been a few days.
Oh
I've
no,
been busy.
it's all right. Your help is always welcome. So tell me about you. Tell me about your adventures. How is the wide world of adventuring?
The orphanage didn't come and see her perform at the
Well,
tournament?
she's
Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, unfortunately, everything is terrible. I usually don't know when things are terrible, but I'm pretty sure things are terrible right now. Except for Bishop. He seems to be doing okay.
That's your brother?
Yes.
Okay.
He beat me in the tournament.
Oh, there was a
I
tournament.
don't think he cheated, but I want to think he cheated.
How did he beat you? You seem pretty tough.
I mean, he is very tough. He can do many things, while I can only do, like, one thing.
Well, if your fighting's anything like your knitting and your mending, you're a fantastic adventurer.
Thank you. It's Tobel Coot.
And at that point, you see the little kids kind of come in from outside. And they're like, Dream! And they all kind of like crowd around you. And some of them are asking for treats. Some of them are just kind of hugging your leg as you kind of do your thing throughout.
Look at this new trick I've taught Sunflower. Let's pretend I taught her a trick to show the children.
You taught her how to talk. So you'll say something and she'll squawk at you. And you say, hey, what is your name?
I love it.
And all the kids go crazy. There's 2 or 3 of them that are kind of a little shy and timid, but you pick her off your shoulder and let them pet Sunflower, and then they're fine with it. Then the headmistress comes and she says, all right, everyone to your studies. Let's go. Hi, Dream. Thank you again for all your help. And then kind of usher all the kids away.
Okay, I guess I'll head back then.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then Tobble's like, bye, Dream. I'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
We should have mentioned your new last name.
Oh, okay.
That is new.
I would mention that. I'm sorry, not yet. He's waiting for it.
Both of your
My
kids.
ungrateful children.
We'll say you get back to the guild as Bishop is saying, you guys want to hear a cool story?
Is this about how you fell out the window last night?
It leads up to that.
Wait, what? Was that you?
No, that was a dream.
No. The big loud noise, was that you?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to insight that one.
Deception. Booyah.
Arcana.
Arcana?
I have no idea where my D20
Because I'm looking back and going, do I know what that was?
It's a new spell of mine that I learned because I was hanging out with my friend.
20.
23.
24. Oh no, I was 23 for the Arcana.
23?
Sorry, because it's 16 plus 8. 24.
You know that, 100% this was magic. There was no thunder that night.
It was a thunder spell.
There was some kind of thunder spell. Do you have any thunder spells?
Not
or was that the
before.
first one?
That's the only one that I know, and I learned it when I was away with the
Okay,
priest.
so yeah.
You do not know I have the spell.
Whatever happened last night was a thunder-based incantation.
You gave some good spells there, Dream. I'm proud of you.
I tried.
Dream? You made that loud noise last night?
You know, she played a prank on me where she put some butter on the ground and I slipped out the window.
It was Dash!
It's like
I'm a terrible liar.
I go and pick up Dash and put him in the pantry.
I was not aware of
But
that.
it wasn't me.
Dream doesn't lie.
She does.
I lied. I'm sorry. I
start
go steal in the corner.
I start laughing hysterically in your face.
But Dream doesn't have any thunder spells.
I don't either.
Did one of you?
Regardless, can we just get through the day and not ever talk about yesterday ever again? How's that? How's that work?
You didn't. Did he give you that in your training?
He didn't want me to tell him the story. I offered
Okay,
to
just
tell
tell us the story. Stop being from the future.
You told us the story already. Then I will divulge the story. I went to pray to the temple, sat down, got pulled into some weird spot where I fought my sword with my sword, which was weird. And then...
You got pulled into another dimension like Dream?
Kinda. I don't know.
So when I asked you specifically if you got pulled into another dimension and you told me no, you were lying?
That was the only lie, but I wasn't lying about training. I wasn't lying about being in the temple because I actually was not fully teleported anywhere. It was a mental thing.
Okay.
I like
Can
passed out in the temple.
everyone in my particular adventuring party stop getting pulled into other dimensions by otherworldly creatures?
It's more of just
That's
a
out
dream.
of our control.
It was more of a dream because I was still present. Like
How about we just take a week off? Why don't we just all stay on the material plane for a week? How's that, everyone? Is that
I like
sound
the sound of
acceptable?
that.
Let's just make it a goal. No,
I don't. I mean,
I still was in the temple. I'm sorry.
that's my goal every week, but it doesn't always pan out.
Dash, did you want to say something?
No, but then I came back.
No,
here
I
after
was
that.
gonna be like, but
Yeah, then.
I
That
mean,
was about it.
at least we know Dash never has any problems leaving the material plane. Even if the rest of us seem to.
oh, that's so I probably would look really guilty at that point.
You're in the pantry. So.
No, I walked out. I probably,
I'm
Do
still
you-
in there.
So, last session, you tried to tell the story.
I told
You tried to tell everybody the story,
Right.
but it wasn't the right time
Right.
because you were with, I forgot his name, the gruel salesman.
yes,
The mystery meat salesman,
yes. He was old as bad.
Carl.
Carl. So, do you want to try again?
Sure.
It's up to you.
So I would say about not going to other dimensions. So I had a dream.
Not another dimension, but go on.
Well, I was being tortured in the dream, and then this voice asked me if I wanted it to stop.
Was this last night?
No, this was like a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago?
Yeah. And they asked if I wanted them to stop doing what they were doing, and I said yes. And that's why I don't Twitch anymore.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah,
I didn't know that worked.
I didn't either.
That actually sounds.
Because it's not good.
What do you mean, Gimbal? Should we not be in the very all the other adventures?
Yeah, we're like, no, please go on.
I turned to one of the other leaders. I was like, "Does this happen to you guys?"
No, and we're a B-level party. I don't know what you guys are doing.
That guy's a liar.
How crazy does it sound to say that I went and talked to my god?
Pretty crazy.
I
would
know, I
seek
shouldn't
help.
say that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might need some help.
I'm sorry for throwing you under the bus. I forgot that happened.
It's okay.
You're not twitching, right?
Yeah.
Yes, doing a bit better.
So now you have plenty of free range to put butter and potentially seriously injure one of my kids.
So, fairly sure that whatever was taken from him was given to someone else.
Maybe it was a bad person?
Yeah, let's yeah, probably.
Let's stick with that for now, but
Generally speaking, torturers
we can
don't
do
do
that.
that.
Well, I mean, what can we even do to figure that out?
I don't know, but the three of them are all...
The three of us are what?
In
Let's
need
just
of
agree
a
with
vacation. And I go to the job board.
I agree with that, and I would like to join you.
few of them stand out. Some D missions that you guys don't have to do anymore. One sea level mission is at the I have it written down. The Dry Gulch. It is a bar on the east side of the city, and they have 2 shield guardians that are going haywire.
Okay, anything out of Osrin?
Anything out of Osrin? No.
Nothing was the entire point. We were trying to get out of Osrin.
Well, let's just go take down some shield things and hopefully a new job.
Kimball, what do we know about shield guardians?
They're
Hard to
guardians that have shields.
Dash?
Sorry, Rook.
Well, they are enchanted to have the ability to do what they do. Generally, very difficult to hit because they are difficult to damage with how much. I mean, they're just a suit of armor. They wield material weapons. Generally, cannot cast spells.
How much does it pay?
This particular job is a private job, so it's paying somewhere around 500 gold.
I think we got a job we're doing. Can I discuss it? And both of us just go.
That's all of our guild fees for the month. I'm like holding it like this. It's like, oh my god. Sven, turn this into money.
Turn this into. He looks at it. Ah, first sea level mission, huh? He kind of pats you both on the shoulder. Ah, welcome to the big time.
This is the big time?
Well, for you, it's bigger time than what you had.
I've fought in wars, man. No.
Congratulations! Yeah, you are able to claim the contract. You just have to visit Muzo. It goes pretty smoothly. He tries not to give you the contract, but he's forced by guild law to give you the contract because you are sea-level partiers. So, yeah.
And I try not to be super gloaty about it, but I don't do it
No,
well.
you don't do a very good job at all.
Dash, you should put butter on Muso's doorknob. Because I don't have the stealth required for that, but...
You might.
Let me know. I got your back. Yes.
Make me straight into a sword.
Cookie is very mad that you keep taking his
I don't think Cookie would be mad at his head.
I just keep leaving copper pieces in its place. So he's like, I don't want these. I want butter.
Copper pieces lodged in the butter.
Let's be fair.
Hand scoop copper.
Cookie knew how to use butter correctly, he wouldn't be as upset.
He uses it sparingly, and it lasts him years. And you guys take it from him.
Yeah.
Oh no!
We're not using butter.
Do you know how bad you would smell after
Oh yeah,
that? Oh,
so much.
Just a little
So-
prestidigitation. Doesn't smell anymore, but
Or I could prestidigitate
Oh,
something that's so
Lord.
terrible and hide it in his room.
Cookie's one of my old friends,
Yeah.
right? Oh, this explains why I make breakfast.
You
every
put
day.
it
this
in
is
the
exactly
pantry.
why you bring it.
I don't know why you were like, you put butter on people's doorknobs, and me put you where the butter is.
her pockets are full of butter.
She tries to like keep her hands towards like,
Can we go make 500 gold pieces, everyone? Does that
Let's
sound
go.
good?
Let's
Back
go!
up our stuff.
High fives!
Damn.
Y'all buttered now.
You're all buttered now.
I'll make sure as I walk out the door, just kinda...
Prestidigitation.
I'll do my
I'm fine.
But I'm the last one out of the door too.
I would take care of
It's gonna grease my bowstring.
it.
Ooh la la.
Why?
I'm kidding. Oh god.
That's a magic bowstring.
That's how it keeps the magic.
So, I don't want to be that guy,
Yep.
but I have class features that we have not addressed yet.
I know.
Okay.
I'm
Huh?
still gonna address those.
We're just about to go into a fight. so that's
Well,
why I'm
you're
just-
about to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. As you guys are leaving the tavern, you see. Actually, everyone make a perception check.
14.
Ooh.
26.
1920.
4.
I got a
14.
24.
You are ready to get out the door. What did you get?
24.
Gimble?
26.
14.
26.
So you two see a young woman at the front door, kind of just walking into the guild. She has that like customer face, like, is anyone gonna help me?
Walk right past her.
Yep.
Would go up to her.
Uh,
Can I help you?
yeah, I'm looking for Rook.
I just walked. Rook.
Oh.
What? We gotta get halfway across town. Hurry it up.
This woman's looking for you. What's your?
Why are we telling people where Rook is?
I walk
Because
back
she
in.
asked.
Can I help you?
Yeah, my name is Naomi. Can we talk in private?
No.
I mean, semi-private. Gimble comes.
Okay. You take her to kind of one of the rooms to the side.
I'm sure they have meeting
Should we
rooms
do our
at
eavesdropping?
As per usual.
Stealth check. A lot.
As you guys are walking, she coughs into her hand. And she kind of pulls away blood and wipes it on a handkerchief and puts it in her pocket.
Should we roll stealth? Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
The universal symbol for dying in movies.
24.
22.
Why would you have a disease in the Dean?
19 plus 5.
Jesus. Do you ever roll under 20?
I've rolled a 2 and a 3 during that whole
11.
thing. I was dying.
I'll roll under 20 for everybody.
It's okay. This is the one time Rook isn't upset about it.
Sure. It's really just for her. to
Yeah.
So if
think
you make a
she's-
noise, he just goes.
Those damn squirrels. They're all.
Or like he just moves his chair
Squirrels.
suddenly.
This could be serious.
I was sent to you by my god, Ilmater. And
Alright.
he has heard your calls and wishes to speak to you.
I didn't call anyone specifically. Just kind of like a general. I'm not really sure how these things work. Do I go with you now? I mean,
We
kind of signed up for something, but
can do it now if you'd like.
what?
I can put you into a trance and we can do it now if you'd like.
I've never done that before. I have very complicated thoughts. Gimbal.
Religion?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a religion check. As he's doing that, you see that she has a huge scar across one of her eyes, and one of them is kind of clouded over, and you know does not work anymore. And you're staring just at that eye.
I have a lot of courtly graces that I did not bring today.
10.
10. You've never really heard of something like this.
Okay.
Of a god asking to speak to an individual. You've heard of like paladins and clerics before that take on powers of gods, but speaking directly to a god kind of sounds fishy.
I mean, he did it yesterday.
Yeah. But like, other than that, which you're not 100% sure if he's telling the
sword,
truth.
not the god. The
This
sword.
is weird.
Watch my back.
Okay. Just kind of stare her down.
I subtly tap the door too, to be like, "We're here."
Okay.
Squirrel.
I'm gonna be kind of like playing with my fingers a little bit, just so that there's like, it's clear that there's a little fire in the hand, and then it goes away, and then there's a little fire in the hand, and it goes away, and like,
Doesn't one of you guys have telepathy or something? Or
I have message. I'll cast message, be like, we're outside the door. Do your thing.
Okay.
All right.
Got your back.
so much
She lays
butter
her
on her.
hand on her forehead.
I lean towards her.
And you feel this kind of onset of darkness kind of fade your mind, and you embrace it, right? And you fall.
I mean, in the only
into
way
this
Rook
sleep.
can.
Yeah, hesitantly. As you emerge, you see kind of a really beautiful landscape. You're on top of a really peaked mountain overlooking other very large peaked mountains with clouds going over. If you look to your left, you see kind of a hunched over form sitting on one of the rocks. You see red tassels running down his arms. kind of bleeding from multiple wounds and cuts around his body. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's been a long time
Since what?
since I've seen something so beautiful.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I thought we were being laconic.
Oh. Well, I imagine you know who I am.
I don't want to lie to you, but I don't.
Okay. This has never happened before.
Sorry.
I am Ilmater,
Oh,
the god of...
that's who she
suffering,
mentioned.
who
Yeah,
she asked.
yeah.
Move on from that.
I'm very sorry.
I heard your call, and I may be of some assistance.
You will help me slay these demons.
I will help you take on the suffering of others.
Done.
Before I take your hand, there's one thing you need to know. I do not give my power to anyone. There are many more of my brothers and sisters who may give you power for what you seek. If you take mine, your life will be one of suffering.
But others will not.
Others will not. Ones that you love will not.
I don't see
You
the catch.
have a long life. You may outlive most of them. And all of that will be suffering.
As long as they do not suffer, I don't. This is what I asked for.
All right. I only have but one voice in the mortal world. So you carry my power until another is found.
Oh, yeah. Man, I have never thought about how bad I am at decision making until just now.
The choice is yours. Are you sure you want to embark?
If it lets me take away the suffering of those I care about, Penny,
Very well.
Dash, Gimbal, my kids, Sven.
You will take on the suffering of the world, not just your kin.
I've always been good at taking a hit.
All right. Naomi has been
For like
good
the
to
fourth
me.
time.
May she rest in peace.
Wait, rest in what?
As you connect, you see the ribbon kind of flow from his arm to yours, and some of it breaks off. Pausing to there, you see in the room as she puts him down, she's kind of pacing back and forth, just kind of waiting, and every so often looking back at him. And then after maybe 20 minutes or so, she looks at him.
Are you
Thank God.
okay?
And she just lies straight back onto the floor as Rook.
Do we hear the thud?
Bishop!
Bishop,
Oh,
come
yeah,
in!
door open.
Okay.
See if there's anything you can do for her. Quickly,
Oh.
quickly.
Check real quick, see if she's
She's dead.
right. Yeah, my magic's not good for this. She's stone cold already, even.
Still don't understand magic. I was hoping I would suddenly understand magic, but I don't.
Why did you kill her? Did she attack you?
I think I am her now.
Huh?
What was her name?
Well, remember how I made everyone promise not to get pulled into another dimension by a higher power?
Oh, yes.
Well,
Uh-huh.
we'll start tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Whoa,
Okay.
A leading role model. Let's go take care of some shield guardians, and who should we call for
whoa,
her?
whoa. Yes, we'll pay our respects to her first. Shield Guardians can wait. It was like a little piece of paper on a wall. I'm sure they have them marginally contained.
Well, of course we're burying her first.
You-
But how do we do this?
You were all gung-ho.
Well, she deserves our respect.
Her name was Naomi.
Okay, Naomi, let's bury Naomi. You said you're her now. Let's
I,
go.
for some reason, know the proper rights. Which
What
is
happened?
Weird.
What happened?
Apparently, I'm the only voice of Ilmater now.
What happened in that space?
Huh?
Ilmater, the god Ilmater.
I don't know. Do I know her? Or probably
I-
religion?
12.
I mean, you've heard his name before, but there's so many gods in this world, you can't really pick them apart.
What happened in your thing?
I made a pact with a god. Let's move on.
Did he beat you up?
No. He did promise
Did he
that.
scar your body?
No. Do I have the ribbon?
You see kind of faint burn marks where the ribbon.
Did scar
your
your
arm.
body?
Well, I'm wearing my gauntlet, so I guess I can feel them,
Yeah.
but not necessarily.
You should probably tell me you didn't.
No. He just answered my prayer. Let's see to Naomi and then we'll head out.
All right. Well, I guess you could carry her. I can't carry her.
Gimble's torn between being glad that he's not religious and being a little jealous.
Hey, there's still a lot of
Dash
levels
is
to go.
thoroughly confused.
All right, as you guys pay your respects, Naomi.
I want to bury her in the woods.
Okay. Pay proper rites, and then you do the ceremony, bury her in the woods. That's what we'll end the night. We have 20 minutes. It's not enough for
Okay.
Sorry, it's a short one today, guys. I know we started a little late. But yeah, thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, thank you.
Yay.
Yeah. We're going to come back next week with a Dungeons & Dragons and World of Darkness. And yeah, hope to see you guys soon. And we'll come up with a better tagline eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually.